Good afternoon. It's Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The market just closed. Um, Gold and silver had a little bounce today. They were both down at one point after yesterday's somewhat flat day, and then the news of once again, possible Russian interference in the elections caused them to spike, or at least that's the excuse they need. News events happen, markets react, and they use the news as a reason. There has to be a reason. What I want to talk about today is uh, gold and silver and the markets in general. Um, Gold and silver, as you know, were bombed last week, crushed. Once again, come up with a reason. Non-farm payrolls, a good non-farm payroll report is a good enough reason to take gold down. Um, Silver, there was that flash crash. Um, everybody's already talking about all this. There's no reason to rehash it. Let's not go over what everybody else already has discussed. Um, there was a video yesterday about a possible key reversal in silver. Um, that took place yesterday. Silver was down pretty hard. It came back. People are calling this a key reversal. Okay. They're entitled to their opinion. Um, Silver has been an unmitigated disaster for 6 years. I mean, how can anyone deny that? They've been trying to call a bottom for 6 years. There's been a lot of key reversals in silver. I mean, this is what they do. When gold and silver started to go up from 2000 to 2011, there were people that were in the market making money. And then there were people that were out of the market making money by selling fear, selling bullion, um, you know, putting out newsletters, videos. So this is their cash cow. They know who they are. I said before, I'm not going to mention names. This is their cash cow. The dollar is crashing, gold is going to the moon. They'll bleed that dry because let's face it, that's what sells. I made it clear. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. A lot of people will listen to somebody because they like what that person is telling them. Okay? Let's try to stick to the facts. Okay? Am I saying silver can't take a bounce? I mean, let's face it, it's reasonable to say that. It's been pounded so low. I mean, it would make sense that it could bounce here. But is it a key reversal? And even if it is a key reversal, to what level? People need to start thinking where they are in this grand picture. And I'd like to get into that maybe in another video. If you're young, 20 to 25, you have no silver exposure, well, maybe now's a good time to buy a little. If you're, let's say, 30 to 40, um, you have silver, do you sell? Do you hold? If you're getting ready to retire, um, what do you do? What's your risk tolerance? What's your goal? These are all the questions that need to be asked and answered. Um, anyway, I think the key right now is real term interest rates and this dollar yen pairing that's playing on gold and silver. Um, the point of this video, though, again, is there's a lot of people out there that are making outrageous calls. They know who they are, and they're not going to stop. I mean, there's one guy, he's calling for, well, I think he called for 2,000 gold in May 2017. He's calling for 3,000, maybe much more higher than that, 2018. Um, you know, this is a shame. People want to hear that, and they'll throw in money. Uh, let's stick to the facts. Right now, I can see gold and silver um, bouncing a little here. Um, what's the catalyst for higher prices, though? Let's ask ourselves that. I mean, because between now and the next Fed meeting, there's really not a whole lot of data to go on. There's the July non-farm payroll. Probably expect more of the same. So anyway, just what was it, Reagan, who said, "Trust no one, verify everything." I mean, there's people with this, even with the silver demand. Oh, there's so much demand for silver. So much. Yeah, prove it to me. Show me. Show me where. Somebody's telling you that the demand for silver is going through the roof. You know what I recommend doing? Calling up 3 or 4 reputable bullion dealers that have been in business at least 20 years. I'm not talking about fly by nights who are going to say, "Oh, yeah, yeah, you got to get in now before it takes off." Yeah, no, I'm talking about reputable bullion dealers who have been in business for at least 20 years. Call them up and ask them, what's the demand like? Okay? It's ridiculous. Oh, China. China is telling their citizens, they're encouraging their citizens to buy gold. Yeah, really? Says who? Says who? Give me one shred of evidence that proves that. One shred of evidence. Show me one thing that says Chinese government is encouraging their citizens to buy gold. Really? Somebody says it, people take it as gospel. It's criminal what's going on here. Anyway, let's just watch, be nimble. Um, to me, it looked as if gold had formed a dome pattern and it broke down. So we have to see. I said many years ago that 12,1280 was the true bottom. Okay, it did break down below that temporarily, down to about 1040. Um, so it's right here is very key. It's very key. We need to hold this 12,1280. Okay, that's another thing you've been hearing about. This is the capitulation. I've been hearing that for 6 years. This is the capitulation. This is the capitulation. No. Anyway, like I say, in my next video, and that's another thing, I don't do these videos to get more subscribers, to get views. I mean, you see the people who are watching it, a handful of people. Doesn't matter to me. Okay, I've seen so much in this market. My only desire is to try to save somebody from making a financial mess of their lives by listening to these people that are just going to keep, you know, playing on this imminent collapse and fear trade and all this other nonsense. They're going to play that. That's their cash cow. I don't want somebody to be influenced by that. So if I get 10 people to watch and 10 people could maybe walk away a little more informed, a little more thoughtful, that's all I'm looking for. I'm not here to give scare tactics and gold is going to 300, deflationary crash, gold is going to 300, gold is going to 5,000, hyperinflation. Come on. Let's watch this key level, this 1280 level, see if it can hold. Silver will follow. Silver will follow. All right, take care.